Okay, so today I'm going to show you a few of the basics on InDesign. The first thing we're going to do after you've opened up InDesign is that you're going to make a new document. The way we're going to do that is we're going to go to File, New, Document. It'll bring you to this setup here where you can enter what you want the width and height to be of your page. Now it has the InDesign units in there, but if we type things in inches, it'll just convert for us, so we'll do that. For our newspaper, the dimensions of our pages are 11.875 inches, and it converts to 20 by 21 and a half inches. Now, you can put in whatever values you want for your page. That's just specific for our newspaper. If you're not with our newspaper, you can do whatever you want. So then we'll hit OK. It will probably take a while to load. There it goes. So now we have a blank document. The first tool is the one that we're always on whenever we're just basic clicking on anything. That's just your arrow key, the selection tool. And just make sure you don't confuse it with the direct selection tool, which I'll explain in a later video. That's a little bit more advanced. So we'll stay on this one, and you revert back to this one whenever you're not trying to do something specific with another tool. If you're just clicking around in InDesign, make sure you're on this tool. Sometimes you'll try to click something and it won't work, and you'll realize it's because you're on a different tool and not this one. Okay, so after that, the first tool we'll learn how to use is the Type tool. You click on it, and you can click and drag to make a text box how big you want. Now say we're going to type a headline. We type in whatever we want our headline to be, and it's going to be very small, so you can highlight it. And up here we have our fonts and our sizes, so you can play around with the size and see what you want it to be. Obviously that's too small if we want to fill up most of this box, so not 2,000, but let's try 200. And that's too big, so we can just play around. 140, maybe 120. There we go. Then if you want to center it, you can click in this box right here. Move this out of the way so we can see this. So you can have that there. Then, if you want to change the font, click right here, and you can go through this and pick on any font you want. For time's sake, I'll just type in a font that I want to use. It'll do that. And again, you can resize to get its fit. So then, once you have that, you can change the colors of your text by highlighting it again and clicking on this top box here. This will give you these color choices here, and if you want additional, you can click up in the top right here, go to New Color Swatch, and make any color you want. Later, if we want, we can eyedrop colors from our pictures, but we won't do that yet. So we have a color here. Then, say we want to put a line under it. We'll click the Line tool, which is right under the Text tool, and we will click and drag a line while holding down the Shift button. The Shift button makes sure that the line is completely straight. And then we can adjust what's called the stroke of it, which is right up here, and that's basically the thickness of the line. So we get it to whatever we want. And if we want to change the color, we can click on this one and pick whatever we want, but we'll leave it black for now. And then if you want to see what your page will actually look like when you print without all the boxes everywhere, just hit the W key. Nothing else, just hit W. And it'll show you what the page will look like. And then when you want to go back into editing mode, you can click there. The next thing I'll show you how to do is to place an image. The way to do that is by clicking right here, the Rectangle Frame tool. Not the Rectangle tool, that's for actually making the shape a rectangle. You click on that right here, and you can click and drag the size of the image you want. And then after that, you'll click back onto your arrow tool, and click on the box, and to put your image in it, you'll hit File, and then Place. And then you can click on your image, and it'll place it in your box. But when it places, it'll probably place either too big or too small, and the way to fix that is by clicking on this little donut thing that'll show up when you highlight over the box, and it's going to give you the whole outline of the picture, and that's what's in orange. It's so big that we can't get to all of it, so the way to fix that is by clicking on the magnifying glass zoom tool at the bottom, and just holding down Alt when we click, that'll zoom out, and go back to our arrow key here. And then when we drag again, hold down Shift if you want to keep the dimensions the same and you don't want to stretch or squish it. Hold down Shift while you're dragging. Drag it as close as you can into the box. And then we can zoom back in by just dragging over what we want to see, and it'll bring us back in there. And now at this point, if we want our headline color to match the picture, we can highlight it, and we can click on the eyedropper tool, which is right down here, and click on any color in our picture, and it'll turn the text that color. Say we want the green because it's probably going to pop out more. There we go. And then if we want to see all that, just hit W. Perfect. The next thing I'll show you is how to use the type tool for body text. And the way you're going to do that is, again, clicking the type tool and just dragging a box that you're going to fill with text. And now, when you have the actual stories to place on it, you can just drag those stories in or copy paste them from your Google Doc or whatever it is that you have your story written on, and just paste them right into your box here. To save time, we'll hit Control, click, and we'll go down to fill with placeholder text, and it'll do that for us. Now it's going to look crazy with all these gray lines that aren't text, and the way to fix that is that just means you're not on an overprint preview. So go to View and click on Overprint Preview, and you'll be able to see all of that. Now in our newspaper, when we have text, we highlight all of it. We try to. There we go. We highlight all of it, and we click the Justify All Lines, which is the second from the bottom right, and it'll get that all set up perfect for you. Then you can click on that box if the story continues and it can't all fit in one box, and hit Command C, Command V to put another box there, and then the same thing to put another box there. Now at the moment it's all the same text in three boxes because we copy pasted them, but if you want to continue the text from one box to the next and link them together, you click on it and click this little second from the bottom box in the bottom right, click on the next box, do the same here, and now they're linked together, so we can highlight them all together, change the font for them all together, so we can play around with it like that. Now if we want to make it so this lines up with the picture, we can click and drag over all three text boxes and size them together instead of separately, and that makes sure everything stays the same size. Now if you have all of them highlighted and you want to space them out equally, you can use this tool up here, and that's Distribute Horizontal Centers. That's second from the bottom right. Just click on it and it'll make sure everything is aligned perfectly for you. Then we can hit W, and we're all done. We have a nice page, and those are some of the basics of InDesign. Make sure to watch some of my next videos, and we'll go over some more advanced tools. Thank you for watching.